Hello everybody and welcome back to Madden 2002, and already things are starting to get pretty bad for your Dallas Cowboys through the first few weeks. We haven't won a game yet, and on top of that, the injury list is starting to pile up. With Jamie Evans, our starting center, has been injured for a little bit of time here. Kwame Lasser, a new free agent, free safety, was also injured, and Jarrett O'Neal, one of our big re-signings this offseason, the biggest pick of our tenure so far, is also injured for a significant amount of time. He will miss probably a good chunk, maybe half of the season. So we will be without him, as well as the other names mentioned. Well, actually, it looks like Kwame Lasser will probably play, and we might get Jamie Evans back within the following week. So we just got to make it through this game here with a bit of a banged-up roster, but we still have a lot of our key fixtures like Chuck Dunn and Charlie Gardner, of course, Raggy Bishmael, Kenny Thompson, so on and so forth. So we're not as banged up as I guess we could be. We haven't suffered a lot of terrible injury luck in this game so far. It's really just been specific guys. Like Jarrett O'Neal, I think, had a very significant injury in his rookie or second year, I think. Jamie Evans has also been injured. Dexter Coakley had a season-ending injury a couple years ago. It's nothing like the Bengals series where everyone was injured all the time. Everyone important was injured all the time in the Bengals series, man. I swear to God, Corey Dillon had like 2 or 3 season-ending injuries in that series. But we are here back at home. It's our home opener here, finally, in week number 4. We're taking on the Atlanta Falcons at home. And this is a longer video, so it is a bit of a doozy. And on 1st and 10, Chuck Dunn finds Charlie Gardner, the running back, who was running up the middle of the field, and he's off to the races, misses the shoestring tackle, and he is gone for the touchdown. Very quickly, already points are scored in this game. I don't know if we've scored that quickly at all in our tenure here, but Charlie Gardner takes the fake handoff here, just runs straight up the middle, and I guess Atlanta had no linebackers prepared to try and cover the running back, but it works out in our favor. So on a 3rd and 10 for Atlanta here, right around midfield, Mike Vick drops back, fires one across the middle of the field, finds an open man who's going to redirect away from some pressure and bust upfield for about another 10 or 15 yards to get brought down inside the 25. So Atlanta also on the move as well. They will not be silenced. I'm glad Madden 02 that we get to keep the old Dirty Bird logos in uniforms. I don't know. I think they're cool. I like the mid-2000s Falcons uniforms too, but I think it's just one of those cool quirks about playing Madden 01 or 02 or even 03 is just keeping these uniforms. But either way, so 1st and 10 for Atlanta. Mike Vick drops back here, steps up in the pocket, and fires one again across the middle of the field, and in double coverage, it's Michael Coffey who hauls this one in and is in for the touchdown. So Atlanta's going to answer back here. Takes them a few more plays than it took us, but they do get a touchdown drive. And so 3rd and 2 now for the Cowboy offense. You're getting close to midfield. Chuck Dunn fires one to the right side of the field, and he finds Kenny Thompson, who hauls it in for a first down. And much more than a first down, just a good pickup, a big pickup. As Kenny Thompson's been really shown out here so far in his early stint here as a wide receiver 2. So first quarter comes to a close. Both teams have struck the scoreboard here, but there's still plenty of time left to go. Another 3rd and short situation here at about the Atlanta 30-yard line, just about. Chuck Dunn drops back here, plenty of time. Dumps it off quickly here to Desmond Clark, the tight end, who hauls it in and gets the first down. And you are not mistaken, those are rain droplet effects. It is raining inside of Texas Stadium, so just needed to include that. But yes, it is raining inside the dome. I couldn't believe that it was actually possible, but there is a hole in the roof, so I guess this probably did happen at some point. I don't know. Does anyone know the history of weather games at Texas Stadium? Did it ever rain or snow in Texas Stadium? I don't know, but Raggy Bishmael gets a reception here for a first down to get us inside the 10-yard line, and it should be goal to go for your Cowboys as we move closer to the goal line. So on a 3rd and goal here, Atlanta's defense trying to keep us out of the end zone. We're going to hand this one off to Charlie Gardner to finish things off, and he gets another touchdown as a Cowboy. So heading into this game, we might see his rushing stats flashed up on the screen. I think we do eventually. He hasn't been super effective here, but already a huge receiving touchdown and a rushing touchdown, so he's already made his presence felt here. So 1st and 10 here late in the first half, and it's Crumpler for the Falcons here, gets a catch, and again redirecting from some pressure and cutting upfield, getting across midfield, and it's a huge conversion here for the Falcons as our defense just really kind of struggling to tackle here. And it's Lionel Mays, the strong safety we signed, is struggling to just wrap up Crumpler and bring him to the ground. So it's not just completion, but a huge first down for the Falcons. So 32 seconds left here. It's a 3rd and 2 for Atlanta. Mike Vick drops back, gets rid of it quickly here, and it's Michael Coffey again who hauls it in inside the 20. It's going to be a fresh set of downs for Atlanta now. Time is expiring. Will Atlanta try and take the 3, or are they going to try and punch it in here into the end zone for 6? And Vick's not going to go for the spike. He's just going to try and throw for it. Tries to get it off quickly to O'Neal, the running back, and that one sails into the turf, and it's not going to go anywhere. So 3rd and 10 now for Atlanta with 11 seconds left to work. Vick stands back here, takes one more shot to the end zone to Crumple here, but in double coverage, that one is definitely not going to be completed. So that's going to bring up a 4th and 10 for Atlanta. They're going to bring out their kicker to try and nail home this field goal, and he does just that. So 10 to 14 is going to be your score here late in the first half, and that is going to hold after the kickoff, of course. So an uneventful, I guess. I mean, I don't know, 24 points in the first half is pretty good here, but we still have a loaded second half to get through. You still see the runtime. It is loaded. So Atlanta with the football, and Mike Vick just lobs this one up here, and this one is picked heading the other way, and I believe that's Lennox Morrison, the backup cornerback who's in place of Jarrett O'Neal today. He was another draft pick, I believe, from not this year, but the year before last, or the year before this one. He was drafted in that draft. So he gets a pick today, and now Charlie Gardner's doing things with the football, getting to the outside edge here, breaking a tackle and getting brought down. And there you see his stats on the year. Less than 200 yards through the first few games here. Not super great. You'd like a little bit more from that free agent signing, but he's had himself a game today. And Kenny Thompson is also now going to have himself a game as he gets this completion here. Chuck Dunn lobs this one down the sideline, and Atlanta's DB was completely lost. Look at that. Tried to make a play on the ball, didn't work. Kenny Thompson, brilliant focus, excellent execution, and it's a touchdown. So 3rd and 2 now for your Cowboy offense. As time is expiring here in the third quarter, get it off before the clock hits triple zeros. And it's Charlie Gardner again down the middle, and there's no one back there, and he's going to get another receiving touchdown. So 2 massive receiving touchdowns. Atlanta just does not seem to want to guard Charlie Gardner off of this play. I believe it's the same play that he scored on originally. And if we just continue to run that play, Lord knows how many points we could score, because Charlie Gardner's just not getting covered whatsoever. So the lead quickly jumps to 28-10 in the third quarter. So it was 14-10. We've scored 14 unanswered in the third quarter. Atlanta been held silent here in the second half so far, but we do have the fourth quarter yet to play. So, and Atlanta is wasting zero time, as they are going to get themselves an early touchdown here in this game here. They worked it close to midfield, and on a huge pass play to Langford from Vick, they are going to score. So they're going to get up here to 16 points. I believe they would go for 2 to try and get back into the game, and I would just cut it out. I didn't notice that they did. I just thought it was a PAT that I normally edit out. So they do go for 2, and they wouldn't get it. So it's going to be 16-28 is your score. 3rd and 2 now for the Cowboys here. Chuck Dunn evades the pressure here and unloads, and he finds, I believe it's Desmond Clark, who fumbles the football on the reception. This one's heading the other way for Atlanta. So they're going to call it that was a catch. I don't know if he necessarily made a football move with the ball here, but this is way before those rules and that analytical view. So that's just going to be ruled a fumble. So Atlanta's got this one going the other way in Dallas territory. Mike Vick, plenty of time to throw. Pump fakes, unloads a deep shot downfield, and it's O'Neal, the running back for the Falcons, as he catches this one along the sideline. And he was just in bounds, or actually he was out of bounds, excuse me. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Falcons. I thought he completed that one, but he was out of bounds. So 2nd and 10 for the Falcons. Vick drops back again, unloads this one quickly down the middle of the field, and he finds another open receiver. And this one is good as well within bounds. So 1st and 10 now for the Falcons, continuing to move this drive. They've got still some time here, but they still have a deficit to get through, and there's going to be a flag on the field. So what flag are we going to get against the Falcons here? It's going to be a false start. Someone's going to move a little bit prematurely on that line here, killing a little bit of momentum for the Falcons, man. That could really kill a drive if you're not careful. So 3rd and 15 will cut to now for the Falcons. They desperately got to get at least to the line to gain. Vick steps up in the pocket a little bit, unloads it, and finds an open man. And I don't know, who is that? Is that Dexter Coakley who had that premature dive? Well, what was that, man? What kind of defense was that? Unbelievable. Terrible effort on that play here, and that's going to allow number 82, I forget, I don't know, I'm not sure the name of that receiver, but he's going to get into the end zone, so the Falcons are going to score. So now this game is getting ever so closer And now we need to try and keep the football on our side if we can, and Charlie Gardner doing things his own way. But there's a flag on the field, and it's Collins. It's Mo Collins, our right guard, who gets a little bit too much of the jersey. So that's going to erase that big play for Charlie Gardner and send us going the opposite direction. And when you're trying to play keep away and kill time off the clock, that really does not help you. So on a 2nd and 24 for the Cowboys here, Chuck Dunn drops back, wants the home run shot, deep ball, airmails it, and it's Kenny Thompson all alone. There's no one around him within 5 yards, and he's off to the races for a touchdown, and it is a Cowboy touchdown, and that should be just about a good insurance score. I can't imagine the Falcons somehow climb their way out of this one now, as the score is 35 to, I believe, 23, unless they maybe did the 2-point again. I thought I included it if they did. No, I think they just took the extra point. So, yeah, 23 to 35 is going to be your score here in Irving, Texas, as Kenny Thompson, man, an amazing reception. God, I love this guy. Love him so much. I got love for him. He's the kind of gem that you find here. I was hoping that Roland Rich would kind of be a gem like that, but Kenny Thompson's really the only rookie that we've had so far that's really blossomed in that way. So a 3rd and 5 for Atlanta, as they are still not done here. They do have time to try and answer back, and it's a huge pickup for the Falcons offense, and that is going to get them into plus territory here, into Cowboy territory. As Langford gets another reception for the Falcons. And Vic's been spreading this ball around, man. He's got at least 3 or 4 guys he's been giving this one to. So Vic drops back here. Another deep shot down the sideline. That one's batted around, and it's caught into the end zone. It's Coffey who catches it. And I think it was Lionel Mays who had a hand on the football here. And let's see this. An absolute cannon from Vic here. And, yeah, it was batted around by Mays. It might have even hit him on the helmet first and then off the hands and into Coffey's hands. So it's going to be a touchdown for Atlanta. So they're going to answer back here. So on a 2nd and 7, got to play some keep away again still. And Charlie Gardner gets a huge pickup along the sideline, stays in bounds, and the clock will now start to run. Atlanta's going to start burning some timeouts. We are in a good position today. 100 yards rushing, got to be over 100 yards receiving as well. Charlie Gardner's been the MVP of this offense, if not Kenny Thompson. I have no idea. So 1st and 10 here for Dallas. We're going to hand it off to Charlie Gardner, and he's going to get brought down in the backfield. But Desmond Clark gets a little bit too much jersey himself. I don't know what it is with the holding calls this year with this team, man. Flozell Adams had 2 in the last game we watched. Mo Collins has 1. Desmond Clark now has 1. Not great. So that's going to torpedo the drive a little bit. We do get back up here to 3rd and 9. We're going to hand it off to Roland Rich, try and maybe pick up the first down and keep the clock rolling, and he cannot do it. So Atlanta's going to call a timeout now and keep things stopped at 1 minute and 2 seconds. So we're going to have to give them back the football. Now, they are within 1 possession, so they have essentially clawed back into this game here, but we can still keep them off the field. Just 47 seconds left to work. Mike Vick down the sideline, and he finds his tight end who hauls this one in here and gets out of bounds here to stop the clock at 43 seconds. So Atlanta still working here with plenty of time. I believe they have 29 points. I think it's 29. But 1st and 10 either way for Atlanta, and Mike Vick finds a diving Crumpler. Algie Crumpler. Diving catch here is number 50, just could not break on that coverage there. Couldn't get it. So 2nd and 1, they're going to rule him short here. So Atlanta's got to get back up to the line of scrimmage here. Time is ticking away to about 30 seconds. Vic gets the spike off, and that'll clock it at 31 seconds. So Atlanta, plenty of time to work here at midfield. Vic stands firm in the backfield, unloads a deep shot down the sideline, and toe dragging in. Is that going to be ruled in bounds by Coffey? Did Coffey get both feet in? And they're going to say no, he didn't. So 4th and 1 for the Falcons now. Got do or die time. They're going to hand it off to O'Neal. And it's a very dangerous play to run. Atlanta with no timeouts here. They're going to run to pick up the first down. And now with 15 seconds ticking away, time is expiring here. And Vic's going to get the spike down. So Atlanta, very, very dangerous call to run for it. But they knew that if they could at least get the first down, they might have at least a couple more shots downfield. So Vic, 2nd and 10, unloads one down the sideline. Again, it's Coffey who evades Lennox Morrison and Lionel Mays. And he's into the end zone for a touchdown, which is 6 seconds left to go. And now pending the extra point here, or I guess without the extra point here, because it's now 36 to 35, I believe, and Atlanta's going to try and go for a 2-point conversion here to maybe make this a 3-point game. So even if we do manage to get it within field goal range within 6 seconds, we couldn't win the game potentially. But Atlanta erases their deficit. It was 28 to 10 in the 3rd quarter, and now they've just taken the lead here off this Michael Coffey touchdown late in this ball game. Can you believe it? Another huge collapse here in the Will Newton era. We had 2 pretty major ones last year, and this is going to cap off our 3rd. And Mike Vick just lasers that one to Langford. He cannot hold it in. So the score is going to remain 36 to 35, and with just 6 seconds off the kickoff, we're down to just 3. So this is our last play, our last opportunity here. Chuck Dunn drops back now. Time at triple zeros, fires one across the middle, and it's Desmond Clark who hauls it in, but he's going to get brought down at about the 50, not nearly enough of what we needed, and time is going to expire, and we are going to lose this football game, ladies and germs. We're going to lose it. We're going to lose this football game. Can you believe it? We're going to lose this football game. Up 28-10, and we lose 35-36. I'm sick to my stomach, fam. I'm sick to my stomach, fam. Yeah, this one is tough. I think in real life that might actually be like the nail. I think Will Newton probably would have been fired for this. The 0-4 start and this huge collapse here at home. I think Will Newton probably would have been fired for this. So since it is Madden rules, we are definitely just going to finish the season out, obviously, and see if the game even does that. The game might not even fire us at all if we manage to turn this around still. But in real life, I'm pretty sure Jerry Jones probably would have pulled the plug on the Will Newton experience. But either way, carrying on, Chuck Dunn, an MVP game, over 400 yards of offense, and we lose. 70% completion percentage, and we lose. Oh my God. Charlie Gardner, over 100 yards rushing and a touchdown, and over 100 yards receiving. Kenny Thompson, 162 yards receiving, and we lose. You don't get games like this from this team. You just don't. I mean, we haven't at least. We've rarely played games like this, and we lose. Kwame Lashley playing through an injury, for God's sakes, leads the team in tackles. Okay, Lennox Morrison gets probably not his first interception, but one of them. And Abram, another free agent, picks up his first sack. Or probably not his first sack of the season, but either way, a huge MVP caliber game. Coming out of this into the hub, we do beat the Giants barely and get our first win of the year. And week 6 is going to be the deadline, and we're actually going to watch that game in Tampa Bay, but it's also the deadline. So we're going to be looking, man, maybe to make some moves. It might be time to mortgage some pieces. Who knows? We got to fix something. I don't know. But either way, hope to see you guys in week number 6. It's going to be loaded with the deadline and this Buccaneers game. So hope to see you guys there.